where I live, over the last 10 years, the number of homes in that one village has doubled. So the amount of building has been enormous, and all the infrastructure is creaking. There's hardly any transport. There's the sewers overflow all the time, etc., etc. So there was a planning application in for 400 homes across the back of the main road, so quite a large farm area. And locally we campaigned, but on social media, which actually worked out to be quite a good way of doing it, because they got lots of comments on the application against it. Wow. And the result was that it was turned down. But recently they tried again at 100 houses and that got turned down, and now it's down to 40 to 60 houses. So you can see the developer trying to get in by reducing the number to be done now, and he's obviously going to come back later with additions. So
they started off with 400 and now they're on 40.
Yeah, but we all know that
you're doing quite well at getting them down to
yeah. Well, we are, but the thing is that we know that that's just the thin end of the wedge, because they will say, well, there's precedent now, we've built these houses, we want some more. And also the local housing association has got quite a big interest in it. So they are also pushing for this, and I just despair at them trying to build their houses, because they're small, they're always on the main road. The part of the development that is for social housing is not very well looked after. They're very small houses, they have very small gardens, and if you look along throughout the country, most developments that are on a main road, you will see that the smaller social housing is actually facing the main road, so you get the traffic noise and dangerous for children and whatnot.
That's nice. That's nice of them, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's quite prevalent. But also I talk about village plans and town plans. It's not worth doing one, because then they're just never taken any notice of, and the amount of effort involved in doing those is huge. You have to put so much effort into it for them to be disregarded. So my advice is not to do one, actually. It's to fight each development rather than rely on that kind of plan, because it's just overridden all the time.
So do you think it's not worth entertaining their idea of consultation, because it's just a sham in a sense?
Well, yeah.
So you have to say no, just keep saying no, and get them down from 400 to 40, and then next time when he goes down to 4 houses, he's still not going to get anywhere.
When you get a big development, what we found out is that then they advertise they've sold every house. It's been popular, we've sold them all, therefore there's a need. But if you really look under the covers, you find that maybe 50% of those houses have been sold to an associate company, which is a rental company. So the builder says, yes, we've sold them all, it's great, this area needs more housing. And their sister company or someone they're associated with has bought up a lot of the houses and is now renting them out. Wow. So it's a lie that they've sold them all to people who are looking for accommodation. It's a lie. And that's another way of keeping hold of that stock, having it built, ready to sell. The next time there's a boom in the market, they will all be sold off. So it's I just think it's underhand and nasty. And the last thing is councillors' interests. Where we are, I can probably name half a dozen councillors at various tiers that have interests in building, in development companies, and who have won fairly large developments. And I think that should be a no-no. You shouldn't be allowed to bid for developments if you're actually a part of the committee who's deciding whether you get them or not. It's just completely wrong. One county councillor resigned on the day that approval was given for his development. He just took the money and ran.
Wow.
It's just
blatantly.
The whole thing is just corrupt from top to bottom, and it's not in the interest of anybody who needs housing.